I tested 15 self-improvement habits on myself, not as someone enlightened, disciplined, or full of answers, but as someone tired of promising change and repeating the same patterns. A kind of personal experiment, done in silence, without an audience. I was the test subject, and also the scientist, trying to understand why living sometimes felt so heavy. And what happened after that was not a cinematic overnight transformation. It was something stranger, slower, and precisely because of that, more real. The changes did not shout. They began to whisper. Everything started with something ridiculously simple, something so small, it almost seemed useless. Making the bed. For a long time, I believed this was something for people who already had life figured out. People too organized, too stable, almost unreachable. I thought, this is not for me. But I decided to test it, with no expectations at all. 1 week, then another, then a month. And without realizing it, it became automatic. Making the bed did not change my life externally, but it changed the way I saw myself right after waking up. In the first 5 minutes of the day, I had already completed something. I had already honored a simple agreement with myself. And that changes the internal tone of the entire day. It is a micro-victory. And micro-victories build discipline in the quietest possible way. After that, skipping workouts started to bother me more. Ignoring responsibilities felt out of place. Not because of guilt, but because my internal standard had risen a little. When I passed by the made bed later, it did not demand anything from me. It just reminded me, you were capable today. Small habit, disproportionate impact. The second habit was Bible reading and prayer. Before opening any app, I opened the Bible. Not always out of discipline, sometimes just out of need. 10 minutes. Some days, just one sentence that dismantled me inside. There were days when a verse echoed in my head for hours. Others when I closed the book and stayed in silence, not knowing what to think. And then came the prayer, without a script, without beautiful words. Some mornings were full of gratitude. Others were just emotional survival. I don't have strength today. Sustain me. And this habit created something rare, an internal point of support, because life will hit you. It always does. The real question is, what were you leaning on before the impact? Reading brings direction when everything seems confusing. Prayer brings peace when nothing makes sense. It does not solve everything, but it keeps you standing. The third habit was waking up before the world. Waking up late seems comfortable, until you realize you spend the entire day running after your own delay. I woke up already reacting, already with notifications, already with external expectations occupying my mind. I am not talking about waking up at 5 in the morning as an extreme ritual. I am talking about waking up before the noise, before the world asks things of you. There is a kind of silence that is not empty. It is fertile. It is the silence that seems to say, today you can choose who you are going to be. This time alone changed my clarity, changed my internal rhythm, changed the way I started my days, and, over time, the way I lived. Then came walks, without a phone, no music, no podcast, no artificial stimulation, just you, your thoughts, and the world happening at its own pace, not your feeds. At first, the brain goes into withdrawal. You feel restless, bored, almost uncomfortable. And then you realize something important. It has been a long time since you were alone with yourself. After a few minutes, something changes. Thoughts start to organize themselves. Old questions arise without weight. Answers appear without effort. Some of the most important decisions I made did not come from books or advice. They came from the silence of a simple walk. The fifth habit was the deep work hour. A single hour. No notifications, No multitasking. No interruptions. Before that, I spent hours busy, but not productive. It was exhaustion without progress. When I started protecting that 1 hour, I realized something almost frightening. Focus is a forgotten superpower. This practice did not only change my results, it changed my professional identity. I stopped seeing myself as someone always late, and started seeing myself as someone present. After that, I started lifting weights. Not for aesthetics, not for validation, but because facing physical resistance teaches a lot about mental resistance. At first, I wanted to prove something. Later, I just wanted to show up, even tired, even unmotivated. Lifting weights teaches that discomfort is not danger. That strength is built little by little, and that consistency beats motivation. The body learns, and the mind learns along with it. Another simple habit was hydration. Many bad days are not deep crises. They are basic neglect. Lack of water, lack of care. When I started to truly hydrate, my mind cleared, my mood stabilized, my body responded. Sometimes you are not broken. You are just overloaded and dehydrated. Then came reading 10 pages a day. At first, it seemed like too little, almost insignificant, but the effect was cumulative. Reading gave me depth back. It taught me to think long-term, to leave constant reaction mode. 10 pages a day become entire books over time, and books change the way you see the world. I also started writing. Not always beautiful, not always coherent, but always honest. Writing is organizing internal chaos. It is taking thoughts out of your head and deciding which ones deserve to stay. On paper, everything becomes lighter, clearer, more possible to face. Another powerful habit: keeping a daily promise to myself. Something small, simple, almost silly, but keeping that promise strengthens something essential. Internal trust. When you trust yourself, decisions become firmer, goals clearer, and procrastination loses strength. Then, I learned to say no, not out of coldness, but out of maturity. I understood that every poorly given yes charges a high price later, and that my peace does not need to be negotiated. Those who respect your no are the ones who truly value you. I started eating real food, and I realized something simple. A poorly nourished body thinks poorly. When I started eating better, my decisions improved, my energy stabilized, my mind became cleaner. Food is not punishment nor reward. It is fuel. I organized my space, because external mess turns into internal noise. Cleaning my environment was like cleaning layers of the mind. Rest became deeper. Focus easier. Environment is silent identity. I changed the way I talk to myself. My inner voice stopped being an enemy. It became a guide. I realized that no one grows while being constantly attacked from the inside. The words you repeat become beliefs, and beliefs become life. And finally, the hardest habit: remembering every day that no one is coming to save you. There is no external rescue. There is no perfect moment. There is only responsibility. You are the hero, and also the rescue. When you stop waiting, you start building. You are not late. You are in process. And if this video spoke to you, like it, subscribe to the channel. The change continues in silence.